So anyway, I've just jumped out the car and we're looking at the Trawool Granite, but I'm going down the road and the geological map says that this formation should be the Trawool Granite, but it doesn't look like a granite to me. It looks like another siltstone. So the geological map's not always correct. So you can see how it pretty much fractures in like a cubic type shape. So that's not what a granite does. It usually exfoliates in onion type characteristics, because the crystal systems are different for the different minerals and they're all smaller crystals. These ones have small cemented silt particles. So the closest formation I have for this rock would be I think it's the Norton Creek, okay, which is up north, so you have to go up that way. Yep, Norton Gully Formation, Yeringberg Formation, 419 to 458, so it's actually older than the granites that we saw. It's marine turbidic sandstone, siltstone, mudstone, minor conglomerate, diamictite, and I don't see any diamictite here. So for it to be diamictite, it needs to have particles that are all different sizes. So you've got clay silt sand size particles, as well as boulders and cobbles, and this is all pretty small. This is definitely a siltstone, but you can see we do have in the actual soil, we do have a lot of rounded granites, not granite, rounded quartz. So that's more than likely probably it's just the deposits from the road. The road's got basalt, so this is mainly just basalt, crushed basalt, but it also does have a crushed quartz, so that's not indigenous to this area. So when you break rocks, you wear some glasses. So as you can see, this is the eroded surface. It's been altered quite a lot, but if you look in the actual fresh rock, you can see it has a lot of small particles. Siltstone, so it's probably just quartz. Okay. Yeah, so that's a crushed rock. It's still been altered somewhat. It has a lot of iron still in it. I'm still trying to get used to using the gimbal, so I'm not that used to it yet, and I keep on looking like an idiot. So yeah, this is definitely a siltstone. It's not really a good sample of the actual rock. So I don't see any fossils in this rock as well. You can see, okay, you can see a lot of the laminations, and obviously a lot of slabs have actually fallen down as well. Oh no, it's too hard. That's indurinated, so it's been cemented after sedimentation. And if we look at that, you can see this is almost a sandstone. As I said, I don't know too much about this formation. So obviously, yeah, I'll take some home. No, this is too large. Anyway, that's the result. Norton Gully Formation. And I need to get a wireless microphone because that was me pulling on the actual cord. Anyway, not much to see in this formation, but you know, if you want to see an outcrop, then this is what you need to actually do. Just go down these roads. Most of these outcrops that you... Alright, stuff this video up. So most of these outcrops that you see, you need road cutting. So this is a road cutting. And here's an actual creek. So I'm not too sure what creek that is. It's quite dry. Down there we have a plain that they use probably for herding animals. Probably sheep actually around here. So if you want to see fossils, this is not a location actually look for fossils. The rock is quite hard, and any fossils you see, as you can see, there is a lot of weathering and erosion of the actual rock even before you get to see any fossils. So I'd say a lot of them will probably be eroded out by the time it's exposed. Here's a flat plain, so this is strike and dip. It's quite steep, so I don't have anything to measure strike and dip. But this is a bedding, and it's probably about 80 degrees. So you got 0, you got 90, yeah, probably about 80 or something like that. Striking to the north. So this has been quite thoroughly folded and faulted during one of the mountain building episodes, probably the Tabaranian mountain building that built this area. This used to be a high mountain range. Anyway, let's go and see if we can look for the granite still. Okay, so when I first made that first part of the video, I didn't actually think about a hornfels. So we saw that there was some smaller crystals in the actual rock, and this is quite indurated, so it still has the stratification, looks like it, of the original rock. Actually this looks massive, but if you crack it open, then you would get smaller crystals. And this Norton Gully Formation's marine turbidic sandstone, siltstone, mudstone, minor conglomerate, diabmictite. So it has all different types. So diabmictite's just like a sedimentation of a conglomerate. So to me that looks like pretty much a mudstone, but it could be a hornfels. So when we saw the actual crystals in the rock, no, see, that's pretty much been altered, so that's not the original rock there. As you can see, differentiation. So this has been altered quite thoroughly through the rock. And so okay, So as you can see, this has pretty much been fractured, so it looks like, you know, probably iron or something like that. Yeah. So this does look like it does have crystals in it. You need to get up close to the actual rock. So what's happened is that the Trawool Granite is pretty much like 200 meters down. So this has been affected by the heat and it's been recrystallized. So as you can see, that's been recrystallized there. So that's why this is probably not on the actual geological map, because this is probably a very thin layer of hornfels. So just say my hand in the middle of my fingers, where you can see through is the actual not basalt, the granite. My fingers are the actual hornfels, and around the hornfels, around my hands, would be the actual sedimentary rock. So it's like a thin layer of altered rock. As you get towards the actual granite, it's more altered and recrystallized because it has a lot more heat. If it would have altered by pressure, it would have altered even without the heat, just from the basalt. Not the basalt, from the granite. God, I keep on getting confused. So this is just extra heat being added to the actual rock to alter it. And as you get away from the actual granite, there's less heat, so there's less alteration you get. And eventually it just grades into the actual sandstone, siltstone, mudstone, diamictite. So that's actually what this rock most likely is. Why it's not on the geological map, I don't know. Maybe they just have not done any research in this area. So they've done research around basic granites around here, probably doing aerial surveys, and in the aerial surveys this wouldn't have shown up. So on this side we have the actual alluvium, so that's the actual river. And maybe if you go up there to the top of the actual ridge, that's the granite, so that masks this hornfels that you see here. Anyway, we'll have a look at the rocks when we get back home.